Cowbird by Jae Ess. Chapter 15. The Rejection. Did I do the right thing, Sam? The cops have finally gone, and it's late. The sky is dark with twilight. Sam and I stand alone on the lawn. He's wearing his gun holster over his vest, and smoking a cigarette while I stand before him, shivering slightly in just my dress. Did I do the right thing, betraying my own brother to the police? You said yourself he never treated you like family. I know that. It just feels so awful. It's all right, he says with simple certainty, lowering his cigarette to breathe a cloud of smoke into the chilly air. You did the right thing. Speaking of doing the right thing, do you have a match? Sam lifts his heavy brow and produces a matchbook from his pocket. Thanks. I squat down in the damp grass and pull the pictures of Louise and St. James out of my pocket. Tearing them in little pieces, I light a match to the edge of the pile and watch with satisfaction as it goes up in flames. What about the negatives? Sam asks. I'll find them in his room. Didn't he take a lot of photographs? That's a lot of rolls of film to sort through. I'll just burn it all. Ben's pictures are mostly all pornographic anyway. The world would be a better place without his collection. In that case, you'd better let me take care of it. A lady like you shouldn't have to handle such things. Acting like my bodyguard again? I smile up at him. That reminds me. What were you doing in the house when I confronted Ben? I heard the gunshots I'm assuming you used to break into his room, and I came to investigate. But I used the pillow for a silencer. Not that it was really silent. Still, you shouldn't have been able to hear it all the way out in the garage. Sam shrugs. I heard what I heard, and I'm glad I did, since you would have been in trouble without me. Who was in trouble, I demand, rising to show him the gun in my pocket. Did you forget I had this? If Ben had gotten any closer, I would have let him have it. Bang, bang! Sam's eyes are wide as he looks at me gripping the revolver. Then he laughs. A big, hearty laugh. The sound warms me right down to my toes. Francis, you're a marvel, he gasps at last, wiping a tear from the corner of his eye. Are you proud of me? I ask solemnly. So proud of you, he says. And the gentle, fond look in his eyes turns me even warmer. I want him to hold me. Want him to kiss me again, to take me back to his room in the garage and shut out the rest of the world, forgetting about everything else. But I don't know how to ask. It's cold, Sam says. You should get back inside. He starts to walk towards the house, and I fall into step behind him, somehow unable to voice my true desires. In front of the door he stops. Then he looks back at me with concern. You all right? I nod quickly, embarrassed. Still upset about your brother? No, that is... Well, it's a bit funny now you mention it. What is? Well, I solved a murder, but it wasn't the one I set out to solve. His expression turns a little grave. After all that work, I still don't know who Harrison Squire really was, who killed him and why. And I never found his body. Maybe that's for the best. I don't think Harrison Squire was a good person. Certainly, he wasn't someone who deserved to take up so much of your time. But you didn't even know him, I protest. Why would you say that? It's obvious, isn't it? His frown deepens. That man was at that party to murder someone. You can't forget he had a sniper rifle. That's true. Who did he come to that party to kill? The following afternoon I go to visit Letty. I leave Sam outside by the Model T with a cigarette in his hand and a distant sort of look on his face. I feel a little worried. When he came to the house to pick me up, I saw Father outside, badgering him about something. He left before I could overhear anything, and when I asked Sam what was wrong, he said it was nothing. I don't like it. He hardly spoke at all on the drive over here, and he wouldn't look me in the eye. But now isn't the time to worry about Sam. I came to talk to Letty about Harrison's murder. I can't let myself get distracted. Your driver's right, she tells me over tea when I mentioned Sam's words last night. Harrison Squire was not a good person. But he was my friend. And Ben is your brother. That didn't make him a good person. Still, I can't believe that Harrison would ever do anything bad. What do you think he brought the sniper rifle for, my child? A walking stick? No, he was making preparations for an assassination, and somebody stopped him. Looking at it like that, I'd say you owe the killer a favor. Maybe you're right. Perhaps sensing my inner turmoil, Letty's eyes softened gently. What's bothering you, honey? I can tell you've got a lot on your mind. I do. A lot. With everything that's happened recently, well, I'm thinking of moving, of leaving this place and starting fresh somewhere. Maybe Egypt. Maybe even with a certain someone who's recently become important to me. I think that's a very good idea. But I don't know. Can I really do it? You said before I was still growing. That was a week ago, and you've already grown considerably since then. But not completely into my own. Letty puts her hand out to pat me with a soft, reassuring gesture. That may be. You'd know better than I would. But I can say this much for certain. You are not the same woman who came to visit me last week. I smile a little, encouraged by her words. Maybe, when I come again next week, I'll have changed even more. I'm sure you will have, dear, though you're wrong about one thing. What's that? You won't be coming here next week. No? I laugh faintly at her prediction. And where will I be a week from now? Where else? She shrugs. In Egypt, of course. Back in the car, Sam doesn't say anything. It's a foggy day and he's focused on his driving. Still, I can't help but feel a little disappointed at being ignored. Well, I prompt him after several minutes, and he glances in the mirror, startled. Aren't you going to ask me how it went? He gets the faintest smirk. Did she call you immature again? She did not, I harumph, and he laughs a little. Actually, she said I've matured considerably since my last visit. Well, she's not wrong about that. But I'm not quite there yet either. I think I still have a ways to go. Sam doesn't respond, but keeps his eyes trained on the road as we approach a big curve. After the road straightens again, I prompt him quietly. What do I have to do, Sam, to grow up all the way? He glances back at me again. I don't suppose you could teach me. His eyes are steel gray in the rearview mirror. I see him swallow. Then he moves his gaze back to the road. He doesn't speak for the rest of the ride home. When we pull up in front of the house, Sam gets out to open the door for me. I exit the vehicle, but I do not step away. I remain where I stand, looking straight into his eyes. You never answered my question, I accuse softly. Sorry, what was the question? He feigns ignorance. I'm asking you to teach me how to be a woman, I answer, a little embarrassed to say it to his face. Is that something you can do? Sam's look is pained, even agonized. His voice when he answers me is cracked. I don't think so, Miss Porter. His words hit me hard, and yet they're not entirely unexpected. Somehow, I think I knew he was going to reject me. Miss Porter, I fake a little laugh. It's been a while since you've called me that. He sees the hurt in my eyes. He knows he's the cause, and it seems to cripple him. I know he cares for me. I can't understand why he's holding back. Can't understand why he won't reach out to me, And yet, I do. Francis, I could make you rich, you know. I cut him off, doing my best to brush the tears from my face as soon as they fall from my eyes. You're worried about offending my father, but he's going bankrupt. Soon he won't even be able to afford keeping you on the payroll. But I have a small fortune stashed away. If we were careful with it, you could live comfortably. You'd never have to work again. It's not the money, Francis. Then what is it? I shriek at him. Then I turn before he can answer, embarrassed, humiliated. It's all right, I say through my tears. I understand. It's that, isn't it? What else can it be? I'm ugly. I'm big, creepy, and gross. Of course he wouldn't want me. No one loves the Cowbird. No one. The whole house is dark, as quiet as a tomb. The servants are somber as they move through the halls, stepping lightly as though afraid to disturb anyone. Louise stands by the front window in a gown of black with her arms wrapped around her middle, her lovely face bruised and swollen. She doesn't turn at my entry, doesn't even acknowledge my existence. Mother is the same. She sits in the middle of the staircase in a rumpled gown, her gaze vacant as she stares straight ahead. I move past her and down the hall, passing Father's office on the way. His door is open, and I see him standing, leaned over his desk, his head hanging in defeat. My room is cold. I move around it slowly, methodically going through the motions of stripping my outer garments, trading my boots for slippers, and my coat for a gray button-down cardigan. My footsteps are heavy as I make my way through the room. I stop at the dresser to pet my stuffed raven, to finger my arrowheads. The stone clacks faintly as I set them back down atop the dresser. My eyes well suddenly with tears, but I do not let them fall. I wipe them quickly, then I go to the standing sarcophagus in the corner of my room and open the heavy door. I move to stand inside it with my arms crossed over my corset-flattened breasts like a mummy. Tilting my head back, I view the room through narrowed eyelids like the pharaoh queen of old surveying her kingdom. All I own in the world. Was this what I stayed for? Slowly I sink down in the coffin. I pull my knees against my chest and bury my face against them, my whole body racked with tears of sorrow and shame. Pathetic. That's what I am. Completely pathetic. An overgrown child with a handful of toys. I carved out this cave for myself and called it my home. Just because it was familiar. Just because it was convenient. I found every excuse I could think of to remain right here, a miserable, stinking wretch, while the world outside passed me by. Hated by everyone. Despised. Unwanted. Grief is heavy, like a giant hand upon my back, pressing me down, crushing my bones. I hate myself so completely. I hate this life I've made for myself. Everything about it is so pathetic. I hate it. It's no wonder Sam didn't want me. Hours slip by slowly while I stay like this, and day settles into night before my tears finally dry. At last I look up, determined, decided. It hurts to rise, but I do it. Everything hurts so much, but I have to move. If I don't move, I'll die. Stopping in the bathroom long enough to rinse my face, I leave my room on heavy footsteps and go to the nearest telephone in the lounge. I check the phone book, pick up the receiver, and dial. Hello, VS Taxi Service. This is Francis Porter, you know, the Porter residence. I'd like to reserve a cab. Not for now, no. Tomorrow morning. 6 o'clock. Yes. Thank you. I hang up the phone and suck in a long, shaky breath. The road ahead may be difficult, but I won't look back. There's nothing left for me in this place. It's time to go.
See the pyramids along the Nile. Watch the sunrise from the tropic isle. Just remember, darling, all the while you belong to me. See the marketplace in old Algiers. Send me photographs and souvenirs. Just remember, when a dream appears, you belong to me. You belong to me. You belong to me.